A common question that I get from English learners quite a bit is, what do I do when I forget a word during an English conversation? So in this English lesson, I'm going to give you 5 strategies, 5 tips, things you can do when you forget a word during an English conversation. And this isn't one of the 5, but I would say this: don't panic. You can plan for this situation and you can handle it very, very graciously. So in this English lesson, I'll teach you 5 little strategies, things that you can do when you forget an English word when you're having an English conversation. Strategy number 1, if you can't think of a specific word, just become more general. What I mean is this: if you can't think of the word dog, use the word pet. So you're talking in general about animals that people keep, like cats or dogs. If you can't think of the word car or van, use the word vehicle, a general term to talk about the things we drive to go places. So you might say, I took my pet to the vet the other day, or you might say, I took my vehicle to the garage the other day. This would not sound abnormal in English. So strategy number 1, just speak in more general terms. Instead of saying cat, say pet. Instead of saying car, say vehicle. Strategy number 2, use actions to replace the word that you can't remember. Let's say I can't remember the word for mustache. I could just say, I'm just trying to grow a little bit here, you know? So I didn't say the word mustache, but I indicated the area and I used the verb to grow, and I think the person will know that I'm talking about mustache. I could say the other day I just went for a little, and I could do this. And I think you know that I mean haircut. So if I can't remember the word for haircut, I can use some actions to replace the word in the sentence or in the conversation. So strategy number 2, use actions. Oh, I did just there, didn't I? Number 2, use actions if you can instead of the word that you can't remember. Strategy number 3, compare and contrast the word you don't know to words you do know, and it'll be like a little game because you're trying to get the other person to say the word. So let's say you can't remember the word for van. You could say, the other day I was driving my, it's not a car, it's bigger than a car, but it's not a truck, and you can put a lot of passengers in it. And then the other person might say, oh, your van. You would say, yes, my van. Let's say you can't remember the word for cow. You could say, oh, the other day I went to a farm and I saw an animal. It's bigger than a goat, but it's not a horse. You don't ride it. It's like about the same size as a horse. And the other person might say, oh, a cow. And you would say, yes, I went to a farm and I saw a cow. So this actually can be a great strategy. When you're having a conversation, the person is probably quite eager to help you think of the word that you have forgotten. So compare, say what it's like, and contrast, say what it's not like, and hopefully the person you're talking to will tell you what word it is. The 4th thing you can do is just ask. If you're having an English conversation and you can't remember a word, you can just ask the person you're talking to what the word is. Let's say you were saying, I was running late the other day because I couldn't find my, what do you call the thing you use to cut your nails? Or what's the word for the thing you use to cut your nails? And I just think the other person will say nail clippers, and it will just be a completely normal part of the conversation. They won't think badly of you because you forgot the word, because they're interested in the story that you are telling. So the 4th thing you can do, just ask. You can say things like, what do you call the thing? Or what's the word for the thing? And then describe what you use the word for. And notice while I was doing that, I was also showing the action. I think that helps in the flow of the conversation. So number 4, just ask. Strategy number 5, change the topic. If you're having an English conversation and the person starts talking about a science fiction movie that they just saw, and you don't know a lot of English vocabulary to use in that conversation, change the topic. Talk about a movie that you saw. Maybe you like romantic movies, and maybe you know a lot of vocabulary about love and dating and that kind of thing. Change the topic. Start talking about the movie you like and use the words that you do know. I know in that way you're avoiding part of the conversation, but I still think it's a great strategy. But make sure you also do this. When you go home that night, do some research and learn some vocabulary. So if you're in that type of conversation again, you are able to talk about it in a meaningful way. Well, hey, thank you so much for watching this English lesson about 5 strategies, 5 tips that you can use if you're having an English conversation and you suddenly forget a word. I hope they are helpful, and I hope they help you in your next English conversation. If this is your first time here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button over there. Give me a thumbs up. Consider becoming a member. There are privileges if you become a member. There is a join button or a subscribe plus somewhere, and leave a comment. I love to read them. Have a great week. I'll see you next week with another English lesson. Bye.